Hey guys, welcome to the Week 8 wrap up of the 10th anniversary special season of Blood, Sweat, and Beers. I don't really know where to start because Hoffman stole my thunder. I had this great, wonderful rant building. It was going to be truly epic, certainly dramatic. I was going to rant about collusion and John playing with himself for years and it culminating in this ridiculous trade and Bernie Madoff, right? 2 words, you blew the whole thing up, although it's probably smarter and funnier than anything I would have said. But at any rate, you saved everyone else 3 or 4 minutes of me ranting on. But John, nice job. You got everybody convinced that you've got a friend and that we have a 10th team member. And I guess apparently you're starting to unravel a little bit. It's starting to become obvious. You should have at least washed one of those players through another team first. But I don't know. Maybe for next time. Speaking of next time, roster management, guys. 2 of you could have won. John, you could have pulled off a nice little upset there. Chris Carson, I mean, you know, I realize him and Corey Clement, whatever, swap them back and forth, but I feel like the London games are always iffy, and man, that's all it would have taken. Slide him in there, and in fact, for him or Doug Martin, you would have had the win. Keith, oh man, you could have pulled off that upset too. Would have taken a little bit more for you, but oh, that would have been fantastic to put an end to Joey's rambling. Somehow, the more he wins and the more he loses, the more he talks. So when he's like 500, we don't hear so much from him, which is kind of a weird thing. But man, it would have taken a couple moves. It wouldn't have been quite so easy as just dropping one player in there. But Mike Evans blew up, right? Instead of Alshon Jeffrey in the flex, and OJ Howard instead of Jimmy Graham. Boom. Joey goes 7-1, and well, now I was going to say he might have been a little quieter for the week, but probably not. He probably would have talked it up too. But for the rest of us, we didn't have a shot. Sometimes there's a little more solace in that, knowing that it wasn't anything we did. It was those guys on the field, those bums that we put in. Those bums that we could never keep up with. But bittersweet for me. It was fantastic to see my team win, hang on to first place in the division. It was disappointing that they held my star running back to his lowest point production for the year. So, bittersweet's been this whole season, both NFL and FFL. So, we'll see what happens. But Keith, dude, where have you been? Are you here? I don't really know what to say exactly. The interesting thing is, who did you flex? You flexed Ben Watson, a tight end, and left Antonio Brown on the bench. Now, granted, you would not have won either way, right? The score was too wide, but I don't understand. I felt kind of silly offering you a trade a few weeks back for a couple of running backs that I never heard back from. I guess it was, I don't know if I insulted you. It could have been an insulting trade, honestly, especially looking back at it now with those players injured and whatnot. But I don't know how you leave Antonio Brown on the bench, especially in favor of a tight end. Any tight end, I would even say Gronkowski probably wouldn't even, maybe, depending on the matchup, take that back. But seriously, any other tight end. So I don't understand. It made me kind of think of a comment that was made when we were discussing new teams and who should be allowed in and who should be allowed back in before the season even started. Somebody made the comment about preferring to, rather than saying I'm not going to be able to manage my team this year, I need to take a step back. Ruben did it, Laura did it. Rather than doing that, the sentiment was expressed that maybe it would be better to just run a ghost ship for a season just to hold your spot in the league. Honestly, I didn't know it was that hot of a ticket to be in the league, since we seem to have turnover every year anyway. But I'm not saying that's what's happening. It just was popped into my mind weirdly when I saw that Antonio Brown thing. On a totally unrelated note, there's an interesting quote from C.S. Lewis that says, "Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching." So congratulations, Joe, on 8-0, best start to the season ever. Good job holding out until our 10th anniversary season, making it something special. You have definitely cemented your place in the annals of, well, at least your own mind for sure, but probably also will remember this at some point or bring it back up in a random fact at some point later down the road, however long we end up continuing on in this league. So congratulations for setting a record there. We'll see where that leads or what else it will turn into. Keith won't win the championship. We'll see you guys this week.